All right, let's schedule our productivity. We got a 24-hour clock. We're going to maximize the most of our time, and we're going to make a plan. Let's make a plan. Let's say we're going to go to bed at 10 o'clock. This is going to be sleep time, and let's say we get 8 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to get up at 6. This is wake up time. Says we need 8 hours sleep. All right, so during that 8 hours, let's say here is going to be lunch. Somewhere in there is breakfast. And around 7 o'clock is dinner. Does that sound like a plan? There's a lot that's going to hit this productivity map, okay? But whatever it is that you do, I don't care if you're in business or you're an employee. If you're an employee, you probably had to get up at 5, get dressed, leave to work, and somewhere around 7 you started your day. And let's say you work the 7 to 3 shift, you're going to work, that's your 8 hours, right? 7 to 3, 11 to 7, 3 to 11, 11 to 7, all right? If you're working around the clock. But that's really not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about bullshit, all right? Now, I'm not being crude. Shit does happen. But you make your plan out, and somewhere you're getting ready at 6 o'clock, you're going to leave the house, or you got to be there by 7, and your car breaks down. That's bullshit. Or if you're a regular self-employed person and you're trying to go to a call, and let's say you plan to do 10, 1, at least 3 calls, and your car breaks down, that's bullshit. Or somebody calls, that's bullshit. Bullshit happens. You got your plan, productivity, things that you must do, your priorities, your focus, and your plan, and bullshit happens. Okay? Now, I want you to think about COVID-19, right? 2019, we found out this thing called COVID, and you had this plan. Let's say that was a business plan, and you were following charts. And this was a monthly chart, right? Or a yearly chart. And you had all these plans. And then the bullshit happened. What happened is you had, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is 3 years. This is a year plan. So from 2019, for about 3 years, bullshit happened. People were unemployed. People could not do what they needed to do. Some people recovered. So when you lost your job, here's your productivity down here. That's income. This was your income during that time. What about the companies that went out of business? Bullshit happened. And if you don't manage the bullshit in your life, you're not going to find the productivity. Bullshit is what comes out the end of the cow. Whatever you put in the front, the cow grazes on grass and grain or whatever. And he sorts out all the bullshit, and what comes out the cow's ass is bullshit. And it's to be left in the pasture. Now, I can tell you can go collect the bullshit and it can be thrown into a generator. I know that. A dairy farm that runs off of the cow manure and it's reprocessed. But most of the time our bullshit and the bullshit that happens, you need to figure out how to get clear of it. Then let's talk about when you're going along here and all of a sudden you have a confrontation with the person, and bullshit starts flying and you're trying to be productive. Or things don't go according. Here you are trying to be productive, and between 7 and 9, you've been in a shit fight. You got to clean up. Maybe somebody called you, somebody close, your friends, your daughter. Maybe you were talking to your daughter and you slung bullshit. She's trying to be productive, and you're throwing up on people too. So how do we eliminate the bullshit in our life? And I'm going to give you a big clue. Get this book. If you want to be a leader in the bullshit. Now, the thing about leadership is that leaders lead in all the bullshit. In the crisis, the true leaders will come out. These people that are not leaders, they cringe. All these analytical people that had those charts, their charts don't work because a true leader always emerges in a time of bullshit or war. If you want to be a leader. Now, this is also complexity. In other words, the system and operation of the business is usually many complex stages, things. This has to be done, that has to be done, that. Followers do not see the complexity. But we do have to make it simple. A leader has to make it simple for the followers. But I want to give you this point in this book, that what a leader is always looking at, and this was the stage, is this value. What's the value? Who is the most valuable people in your organization? It's not your equipment. Your people are the most valuable. Your customers are your most valuable. So in any crisis, as long as you can, if you are delivering value and you can figure out how to overcome and keep delivering value to your customers, to your team, to your people, you're gonna make it through the economic downturns. If you know what people value, remember in another video, people value food first, but because of all this stuff going on, it's not even on their radar screen. See, this is a radar screen. Eating correctly or whatever, but when you put value, y'all just have to watch. If I don't write the right word or write it all out, value. What's valuable? Is your time? We've been talking, is your time valuable? Are you utilizing your time doing the most thing that adds value to other people or value to your own life? Do you even know what your values are? Will you compromise the value? Will you cheat somebody out of $3 so that you can make an extra $5 or whatever? Are you holding to your values? And if the world changes around you, we'll find out if you really believe in this. If it's allowed that you could sell something that could be compromising people's mental stability, but you can make a lot of money, will you start buying and selling that because of the money? Or do you believe that the human mind is more valuable? Will you give a man super intoxicating drinks, and so you can get him drunk and then use that to your advantage to get him to sign a contract? Ain't nothing against drinking. Have you a drink. Drink you a little wine. Paul Lever said it. But if I get you drunk to take advantage of you, but you got to realize that's not just about drinking. That's even your word. That's even your negotiation ability. If you're a smooth, sly tongue like the devil, and you can convince somebody to buy something that's not benefited for your own gain, and they get no benefit, that's whiskey on your tongue. You told a lie. So your value, it has to be other people winning. If you have a product, it has to benefit them. If a man approaches you and shows you a product that adds value to people, that helps change their lives, but you don't like the way he markets it, it doesn't matter how he markets it, as long as it's giving value to people. People's lives are changed, that's valuable. Don't judge it based on the way he presents it. Always look at the product. If the product will add value to you, look for the value, not in the method in which it's sold. Overcome your little self, trying to be right, trying to figure things out. But this whole message is really, bullshit happens, sort it out, life happens. Clean that bullshit off and try to get back and see where you was going to do your focus. And if you don't, who is the valuable people? Who was the most important? What is going to add value to your life? What's going to get you the most gain and help other people? Because when you start helping other people, the enemy sends bullshit into your life. And you get really uncomfortable. And it really isn't fun. But you got to refocus on why you do what you do. When you lose the why, you're out of shape. When you know the why, you're in focus. And the focus should be on why I do this is because I add value to other people. Period. And it adds value to me. I help enough other people win, and I win. And if you don't follow that map, you're in trouble.